So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you as we take on the 2021 edition of Final Fantasy XIV's Make It Rain campaign. Which means we're heading off to the Gold Saucer, and of course, it's up to our lovely Rika to head on off there and see what needs to be taken care of, because, as mentioned before, it's not just about having fun. We've got to help out this guy here in the white tuxedo. So let's see what he needs, and we'll speak to him here in Ul'dah. Let's speak with Ollier, and we'll take on his level 15 quest entitled The Great Horn Heist. Ollier is in need of a helping hand. Beg pardon, my good madam, but might I ask your assistance with a matter most grave? I believe I can do that. My name is Ollier, and I have the pleasure and honor of serving as one of Lord Mandeville's earnest attendants at the Gold Saucer. Just between you and me, I must confess that we're dealing with a bit of a situation at the moment. It appears that a robbery has taken place in the saucer's hallowed halls, while the brass blades are investigating even as we speak. And as if that weren't bad enough, one of my closest friends and colleagues from among the saucer's staff has been named the prime suspect. I can assure you that he is absolutely innocent of all charges. Why, the man wouldn't even think of committing a crime. That said, we are sadly lacking in incontrovertible evidence to that end, which is where you come in, or at least where I hope you come in. What say you, my friend? I realize the request is quite sudden, but might you be so kind as to entertain me? I believe I can do that. Oh, thank you, good madam. In that case, pray accompany me to the Mandeville Lounge, that I might explain to you the situation in full detail. And I will see you there. Alright, off we go to the Mandeville Gold Saucer. And as you can see, to no real surprise, people are going to be dressing up for the occasion in the official Gold Saucer bunny costume. And just like we did last year with Rika, she'll be doing the same. So, let's go ahead and get her dressed up for the occasion. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people getting decked out in Gold Saucer bunny outfits during the course of the day. Of course, I have had the opportunity to do this event with everyone else that I play with and use as a character, so in order to speak with Ollier, we're going to have to make our way over to the Wonder Square, specifically the west part of it. And so upon our arrival, here's Ollier, standing behind, conveniently enough, a statue of Godbert Mandeville, dressed in what he's best known for, his underwear. Make of it what you will. Let's speak with Ollier. Thank you so much for coming, my friend. Your offer of assistance means the world to me. Look over there. There you will see my dear friend Hugh in the process of being unceremoniously and brusquely interrogated by those boorish brass blades. You know, whenever the brass blades get involved, it's never fun. You there! Can't you see we're in the middle of an investigation? It serve you well not to interfere! Yeah, that's just who they are. Now, who said anything about interfering? Yeah, it just so happens, the preeminent gambler of the Gold Saucer, Roland, has come to say hello. Hello, sir, it's been a while. Welcome, dear guest of the Gold Saucer. I am Roland, and I have the honor of overseeing the day-to-day operations here in Lord Mandeville's stead. Nice to meet you again, sir. We have met before. Now, if I might ask, whatever brings you here today? Well, it's not here to work for you, but I do have some work to take care of. I see. In that event, your assistance in the matter is indeed most welcome. I trust my man Ollier has apprised you on the details of the case. Nah, not yet. Oh, pray forgive me, Master Roland, I was just getting to that. Yeah, do elaborate. A short while ago, an invaluable Sabotender Emperador horn was stolen from the prize vault just behind our main counter. Needless to say, this area is guarded heavily and strictly off limits to all customers. So it was that naturally the staff came under suspicion. In particular, poor Hugh, who had the misfortune of being the one manning the prize exchange booth at the precise time of the theft. And there he is right there trying to explain himself. My friend swears he is innocent, of course, and a more honest man I have never known. Yet in the absence of any evidence to the contrary, or any leads suggesting another possibility, the Brass Blades have all but assumed that he is the culprit. You see, although he is a most diligent worker and beloved by his peers, truth be told, it appears he was arrested for petty theft once, years ago. Still, that's no reason to assume he's to blame this time. It's unconscionable, I tell you. Why, if they persist with their interrogation, I fear Hugh will be coerced to confess to a crime he never committed. Oh, is there nothing that can be done? I too can speak for Hugh's character. The man would sooner lop off his own hand than steal even a single gill. Might we ask you to look into the matter and glean what evidence you may, that we might prove our trusted employee innocent of any wrongdoing? I believe I can. You have my gratitude. I will speak to the Brass Blades and inform them that you have our full permission to conduct your investigation of the premises. And with that, I must return to my duties. I assume the matter is in good hands with you, Ollier? As we get the nod of approval. Good to see you again, Roland. We will be seeing you again later. So, let's speak with Ollier again. Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this. Yeah. Please hand it over. If you come across evidence or anything of interest in your search, pray record it in this inspector's journal. Should you ever find yourself at a loss, you may find it helpful to review what you have already learned. And with that, I do believe you have all you need to get started. If I might offer a word of advice, why not begin by questioning that rather flustered-looking fellow over there? And he is referring to this anxious attendant over here. Hello, sir. You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. I was tasked with selling many tickets and was standing behind the counter at the time of the crime. To think that something like this could happen here at the Gold Saucer. I said the same to Captain Delusion and Pippa Meyer. They're the two Brass Blade officers questioning Hugh over there, but I don't recall anything out of the ordinary at the time. As he has a look at Hugh. Or Hugh, rather. Are we thinking about Eternal Sonata? It's festival season, of course, which means that our halls are even more packed with customers than usual, but other than that, I can't think of anything worthy of note. Yet I guarantee you that no unauthorized persons were allowed to slip behind the counter. From my vantage point, I would have noticed in an instant if that were the case. Unsure whether or not the information you've gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. And you may have noticed that when that bubble popped up telling us what we just heard, you may have also heard a chime going off. That chime lets you know when you're on the right track. So now we have to go and speak with Ollier again. Well, did you record the man's testimony in your journal? Indeed we did. Excellent. Keep asking around and you're sure to arrive at the truth behind the incident in due time. And then at long last, poor Hugh's innocence will be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. Should you choose to undertake this quest, know that guidance from the journal, duty list, and map will be limited. You will need to read the text carefully and decipher the clues to determine your course of action. Scattered throughout the Gold Saucer are clues that will aid you in uncovering the identity of the thief. Obtain them by speaking to the denizens and customers of the Gold Saucer and investigating any suspicious items or locations. All information gleaned in your inquiry may be reviewed at any time by checking your inspector's journal, which can be accessed at any time from the Key Items menu. Use your resources well and see that the true culprit is brought to justice for their crimes. When you believe you've gathered all the information needed to crack the case, speak with Ollier. From there, you will have a chance to share your deductions and prove the accused innocence. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, find relevant evidence and speak to Ollier. So, away we go. So the first order of business is for us to just drop down. Because we need to find people you would not typically find here at the Gold Saucer. And it starts by going over to this brusque Brass Blade and speaking with him. You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. Given its sheer size, we believe the thief has hidden the stolen horn somewhere around the premises until such time as they can arrange to smuggle it out. Though, for the life of me, I can't find that goddamn thing anywhere. And there's the chime. Unsure whether or not the information you've gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. So having gained this information, it's time for us to move on, because there are no other people for us to speak to here at Wonder Square. So now we'll head on down to the event square. We will walk past the trio of wannabe Sailor Moons and make our way over to the Moogle's Paw, because hidden behind the Moogle's Paw is a bunch of the Gold Saucer's bunny girls, including this astute attendant, who not only has the title above them, but also is the only one who's not dressed in the black outfit. Young lady, may I ask for your help? You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. Have I noticed anything out of the ordinary, you ask? Well, now that you mention it, I doubt it has anything to do with the incident, but my colleague who works at the Cactpot board mentioned that his uniform had gone missing. I could scarce believe it. The man's a veteran and as careful as anyone I know. We're instructed to guard those outfits with our lives, you know, including your own. If my colleague doesn't find his soon, Master Roland is like to give him a chewing out like he'd never believe. Unsure whether or not the information you have gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. Yeah, sadly it's also the only bunny girl we'll be talking to over the course of this investigation. So as we go around to the opposite side, kind of hidden over here, but we do find this pair of brass blade recruits. We'll speak to this one in particular. You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. Well, the time the robbery happened, I was just getting off active duty. I had a mind to go to the chocobo races with Pippa Meyer, so I gave him a yell. But would you believe it? He just walked off to the racetrack as if he never heard me. Pippa Meyer, you say? I'd heard his brother was known to place a few coins on the bird from time to time, but never knew Pippa Meyer had an interest as well. Still, for a friendly chap like old Pippa Meyer to just ignore you like that, reckon he must have had a big bet on his mind, eh? Maybe. Unsure whether or not the information you have gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. So we found 2 of the 3 people we need to speak to in the event square. The third one is upstairs. Hi, Roland. We're not going to talk to anyone at the counter. Instead, we're going to go over here and find this frantic attendant. You inquire about the missing uniform. Yeah, the uniform is something that we're going to be very much focused on in this investigation. Shush! Have you lost your wits? Don't say that so loud! If anyone heard that I misplaced my uniform, why'd there be hells to... I should probably quiet down myself. Needless to say, those uniforms are issued to official Gold Saucer staff alone. When not wearing them, we're instructed to guard them as if our lives depended on it. If it were to get out that I lost mine... Just before I checked with the cleaning staff to make sure that it wasn't accidentally disposed of somehow. The man said he'd seen nothing, nor have any articles of clothing been delivered to the lost and found. Oh, wherever could my uniform have gone? Unsure whether or not the information you have gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. Oh, believe me, this is very relevant information. It's very relevant information. So, next stop is going to be the round square. So we only have to find one group of people here at the round square. This effusive attendant and his associates. You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. Have you met Pippa Meyer? He's one of the brass blades investigating the theft for us, but he's no stranger to the gold saucer. Why, I've seen him at the chocobo races more than once. You sure that's not his brother? They're the spitting image of each other, and I hear it's the brother who's a regular patron here. They say he can rack up the MGP like you wouldn't believe. His brother, you say? Why, I didn't even know he had a brother. From what I saw, they could almost be twins. Someone needs to get around a bit more, it seems. Anyhow, the brother's a regular here if I ever saw one. Seeing the sheer single-minded devotion with which he attacks those games, I reckon he's got his eyes on an exclusive prize. Unsure whether or not the information you've gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. Okay, so there's nothing further to do here, so off we go. In fact, I'm just going to warp to our next spots. We're going to go to the entrance and card squares from here because there's a lot of stuff going on. We should be able to find the next person I'm looking for. This blabbering brass blade over here. You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. The investigation? Ha! We already know that soy wretch named you did it. I got more interesting matters to think about. Say, have you heard any good rumors lately? Pippa Meyer flat-out ignored a friendly invitation and went off to the church to erase us alone, you say? That's something you don't hear every day. Never known the man to say no to anyone. Why, one time a new recruit started calling him Meyer Pippi, and he didn't even bat an eyelash. On the contrary, he just went along with it like it was his new favourite nickname. Since then, all the newcomers have taken to calling him Master Meyer Pippi, and Pippa Meyer's as happy as a chocobo getting scratched on the ears. To think he turned a deaf ear to one of his subordinates. That's the juicy rumour if I've ever heard one. Unsure whether or not the information you've gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. So we also have to find a second person here at the main area, which is not too far away, this cheery customer. You inquire regarding any information potentially related to the incident in question. Not here in attendant, you say? If I recall, he left his post for a time to escort a customer someplace or another. As he has a look over towards the main desk, where the cacpot and all the prize exchanges are. Thought it odd to see no one manning the counter, but I suppose it happens from time to time. Or perhaps not. Unsure whether or not the information you've gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. So those are all the people we need to speak to, but there's still one more aspect we need to take care of. And it only comes up after you spoke to the cheery customer. It involves us running over here to this little choice location. So why is it so choice? Let's find out. You carefully survey the area and zoom in a little. You have the sense that something currently hidden to your gaze was visible from a different angle. Or are you simply imagining things? No, you're not, because there was someone dressed as a brass blade who was standing on the opposite side. And it was a Lalafell, so conveniently they're hidden behind the desk. Unsure whether or not the information you've gleaned will avail you, you nevertheless choose to record it in your journal. Your search has yielded all the pieces of the puzzle. It's now up to you to put them together. And so, that we shall do. Let's head on back to Wonder Square West. And we'll reunite with Audier, of course, is consumed by this throng of humanity. Ah, there you are. Observing from afar, I couldn't help but notice just how thorough you've been in your investigation. Pray tell, do you believe you've arrived at the truth? It's all clear to me now, or I'm not entirely sure, but nope. There's nothing else for us to find, and I'll explain why in a moment. The conclusion of this quest will differ depending on the choices you make in the following sequence. However, the rewards will remain the same. Are you ready to explain your reasoning? Now here's what happens, because I tested this, of course, with my other players, and in the first time that I did this, the only place that I did not locate was the choice location. So I had spoke with all the other people and pretty much had gotten everything right. But if you don't cover every single aspect of the investigation, there's no way to possibly get the best ending. So you'll end up getting either a more neutral ending where Hugh is just simply absolved of his crime, or you could choose to just be a total dick, do no investigation whatsoever, and then pretty much let him hang. But we're ready to explain our reasoning. Truly? In that case, by all means, let us share your deductions with the others. Because yeah, if you didn't find all that other stuff, then when we go through the investigation here and speak with the Brass Blades and with Roland, not everything will show up. Captain Delusion, I thank you for allowing me to oversee the proceedings. By the power invested in me by Lord Mandeville, I promise to consider well all the evidence at hand and render a fair judgment regarding this unfortunate incident. I trust this is acceptable to you. I see no reason to object. After all, we only wish to offer the truth, same as you. Mr. Sasaki, I trust that you too have no objections to my participation here? Not at all. Very well then, let us begin. Captain Delusion, pray summarize the details of the incident for us once more. Alright. Gladly. A few bells ago, a Sabotender and Peridor hoard went missing from the Gold Saucer's prize vault located behind the main counter. It was noticed by a sharp-eyed attendant whose shift followed that of Hugh. Thorough questioning of all witnesses in the area at the time revealed that no other persons, attendant or customer alike, were seen behind the counter at the time. Yeah, it's not looking good for this guy. Investigating our records, we further learned that Hugh was arrested once for petty theft before being employed here at the Saucer. We have named him a primary suspect, and an interrogation is being conducted as we speak. That is all. Thank you, Captain Delusion. Mr. Sasaki, Ollier has informed me that you two have been investigating the matter on our behalf. Have you any objections to Captain Delusion's testimony? Yeah, we need to bring up a Japanese-style emote on this one. So yeah, now we will start having multiple choices here, and you can still get a worse ending if you have all the clues, but don't choose the right selections. So we'll start by saying that the true culprit is still out there. Well, how could you possibly know that? And I'll explain to them that one of the attendants' uniforms has gone missing. What's this you say? Oh ho, then let us proceed to the next topic at hand. Captain Delusion and his men are all but convinced that Hugh is the thief. Have you uncovered any evidence to lead you to believe otherwise? We'll start by saying, if you're so sure he did it, then where is the horn? Yeah, tell us all about it. Wise guy. It's true that we haven't recovered it yet, but I'll assure you it's only a matter of time. That's hardly evidence of the man's innocence. What exactly are you implying? We can say that the horn was stolen while Hugh was still on duty. Yeah, this is what we know. I see. For you to say so with such confidence, I imagine you must have uncovered some convincing evidence indeed. Well now, I do believe we've come to the heart of the matter. Mr. Sasaki, if you would, just who do you believe is truly responsible for the crime? So which we'll say, and if you didn't get this in any of the clues, this option does not appear. It's you, Pippa Meyer. Yeah, I'm pointing my finger at you. Yeah, you little lalafell. Me? Is this some kind of a joke? I'm no thief. I'm an officer of the law. You best have some proof behind these accusations, or I'll have you hauled in jail faster than you can say Godbert Mandeville. Well, we can tell him that the stolen uniform was lalafell-sized. Yeah, because we know who it's stolen off of.
And so what if it is? That is proof of nothing. You need only look around you to see that I am far from the only Lalafell in this place.
We can respond by saying, but not all have a brother with eyes only for MGP. Yeah, it's a shame that we don't get to see her face properly shown when she's pointing and her mouth gets covered.
Wait! How do you know that? I mean, nonsense! I have an alibi! At the time the theft happened, I was at the Chocobo races, and I'll have you know, I won myself a fortune as well! Ha! The joke's on you! Just ask any of the attendants there. They all remember me. Why, I'm one of their best customers!
Which brings us to our last selection. My most sincere apologies, Master Maya Pippi. Yeah. Close your eyes and then say that.
Master Maya Pippi? Is this your idea of a joke? The least you could do is have the dignity to call a man by his proper name.
Yeah, what's on your mind, sir?
What? Just the other day you told us that was your favorite nickname.
Yeah, it's like,
what? Enough Sasapano. It would seem our game is up.
In other words, busted. Because, yeah, someone's walking in, and we have reason to scowl at him. And this breastplate is just shocked. Hello there.
Remarkable sleuthing, if I do say so myself. Of course, you are correct. Hugh is not the culprit. I am. Or should I say, we are.
And the breastplate is like, what's going on? Am I seeing things here?
Master Maya Pippi, there's two of you?
What is the meaning of this? You better have a good explanation for all of us. Yeah, out with you.
I am Pippa Meyer. The real one, that is. The man who was posing as me until our ruse was revealed as my twin brother, Sasapano.
Yeah, look how sad he is, knowing that he's just been busted.
We also have another brother, some years younger than the two of us. He's our pride and joy, sharp of mind and fleet of foot. Sadly, one day, our dear brother was stricken with a rare, nigh untreatable malady. He was told that he had but moons to live, if that.
And so you resort to crime?
Needless to say, Sasapano and I were devastated. When the initial shock had passed, we were left with one thought. If we cannot save the boy's life, at the very least we can make his biggest dream come true in the precious days he remained with us. Specifically, his dream to one day sail across the heavens on his very own Sabotender Imperador. I knew of his wish quite well, having often observed him eyeing its glorious, succulent form longingly for my post on security duty. And so, in the hopes of granting our dear sibling's dying wish, Sasapano and I embarked on a single-minded quest to accumulate as much MGP as we could muster. Sasapano in particular displayed quite the aptitude for games, and soon we became known as one of the Sasu's most successful regulars. The points accumulated rapidly and in great quantities, but our brother's condition was declining even more starkly. We were racing against time and seemed destined to lose. So it was that the idea came to us out of sheer desperation. We would use the hustle and bustle of the festival as a cover, sneak behind the counter, and pilfer that which would make one ill-fated man's wildest dreams come true. The rest played out exactly as this insightful adventurer deduced. Little did I expect that I'd be found out before I could even sneak the horn past the guards.
Indeed, it all makes sense now. More sincerest apologies, good sir. To think that not only did we wrongly accuse you, but that the true culprit, one of them at least, was one of our own. In other words, Hugh, you're free to go. Using your position and knowledge as a security officer to mastermind such a heinous act, can you two even begin to comprehend the gravity of your crimes? I'll see you rot in the darkest jail! Yeah, they're not taking it well, obviously.
Wait, I beg of you!
What's going on, Hugh?
Might I be allowed to speak for a moment?
Alright, alright.
I come from a poor family of refugees. Before they graciously hired me as a sorcerer attendant, I lived alone with my mother. For years it was a constant struggle to put food on our plates. We feared that each coming day might be our last. Often I would hear my mother sobbing at night, unable to hold back the grief and pain she hid inside for her son's sake. One day her name day was approaching and I had a thought. Once, for one day in her life, I would do something that would bring a smile to her face. And so I got her a ring. Or more accurately, I stole it. I regretted the act almost immediately, but it was too late. I was soon apprehended, I was dismissed from my job as a labourer, and I was told I would never find work in this town again. With not even the coin to buy a scrap of bread for tomorrow's breakfast, I fell into utter despair. My life, our lives, were surely over, I was certain. It was then that a kind soul reached out to me.
Yeah, the man in the underwear.
That kind soul was none other than the very man whose gold ring I tried to steal. I speak of the owner of this gold saucer, the one and only Lord Goldbert Mandeville. He made me swear a promise that I would never tempt to thievery again and offered me a position as an attendant here if I would obey. I am far from a wealthy man, but the remuneration has been more than enough to provide my mother and I with a better life than we could have ever imagined. I was deeply wounded, of course, when I was judged by my less than upstanding history and wrongly branded a thief, and I understand all too well that unfortunate circumstances do not justify turning to crime. And yet, hearing Master Pippa Meyer speak just now, I cannot help but feel for him. And so, I beg of you, for what little that might count for, do not go overly hard on the man.
Your plea has been heard, my good man. Who goes there? It's Godbert himself. Hey there, it's been a while. Still kicking ass and destroying the realm in one fell swoop? Captain Delusion, if I might have the floor for a moment, I would make a few propositions. Sure. Proposition number 1. In my capacity as owner of the Mandeville Gold Saucer, I hereby gift to Pippa Meyer and Saucerpano's dear brother 1 Sabotender Emperador on the house. Really? Just like that? Even they're shocked. The horn was a gift, meaning that no theft has taken place here today. Thusly, there is no crime for which you need answer to the authorities. Yeah, such boundless generosity, or, can I have one too? Yeah, can I have one too? Needless to say, there is one with your name on it as well, my friend. Simply partake in our games and start saving those points and it'll be yours before you know it. Yeah, we don't get that luxury so easily. As for you, Pippa Meyer and Saucerpano, as I said, you need not answer to the authorities for what you did today. You will, however, answer to me. Just hope he doesn't smash you in the head with his giant golden hammer. The words of Hugh here speak to me. In that light, I would make my second proposition. To answer for your actions, and repay me for my gift, I propose that you serve a period of community service to be performed under my direct oversight. What are we talking about? Pippa Meyer, you are to don a Senior Sabotender suit and serve as a caretaker's assistant in the children's ward at Frondale's Frontistery. There you will do your best to provide succor and good cheer to the poor children who suffer as your own young brother does. This will, however, require you to undergo strict training until such time as you are able to perform a perfect Senior Sabotender shimmy. Do you accept these conditions?
Of course I do! With pleasure, Lord Mandeville!
And as for the brother? Now for you, Saucerpano. I dare say your knowledge and expertise regarding all things gold saucer rivals almost standing in the realm. It will be a shame to let that go to waste. And so, I propose that you serve as a chaperone For those children suffering from symptoms less grave, you will show them about the gold saucer that their hearts may lighten and that they might forget their pain for a time. Yeah, bringing children the gold saucer, is that a good idea? I trust you have no objections, Captain Delusion. I am but a humble sellsword in the Syndicate's employ, Lord Mandeville. Any judgment you render, it is my honour and duty to see carried out. I think we're in an agreement. Oh, very well then. I do believe we can now consider this matter closed. Yeah. One guy is free to go. 2 Lalafells will have to serve Lord Mandeville. And the dying boy gets his dream ride. Back to Ollier to complete this quest. Simply incredible. Thanks to your peerless detective work, my dear friend's innocence has been proven, and fair justice has been served to one and all. Lord Mandeville granted Pippa Meyer and Sosapano a brief reprieve before beginning their sentence that they might deliver the Sabotender and Parador to their brother in person. I can only imagine how his eyes will alight at the sight. Surely you have saved the day in more ways than one, and all of us here at the Gold Saucer are in your debt. As a token of our most sincere gratitude, I have prepared a special gift for you. Pray claim it from my stern-faced colleague here. Why is he stern-faced? Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, for completing this investigation, we complete it as well as getting 3,360 experience points, plus a 5,000 MGP bronze card. And in case you flubbed the investigation and want to do it all over again, or you just want to see how the other endings unfold, you can actually do this quest again. Just keep in mind you won't get experience for it, but you will get another gold saucer ticket for free. So let's go ahead and redeem our prize of 5,000 MGP. And then we'll make our way on over to the Stern Saucer Attendant, as was suggested, to take on this brief quest entitled A Token of Thanks. The Gold Saucer Attendant is determined to see that you are dearly rewarded for your efforts on his colleague's behalf. Ollier has informed me that you most graciously lent us your aid in the investigation. On behalf of all the staff here at the Mandeville Gold Saucer, I thank you. We prepared it for you a token of gratitude. Pray accept it from my colleague Greg over at Entrance Square. So yeah, this won't take long. We just need to go back to where the entrance and card square area is. And speak with Greg, who is on the other side. And no, it's not Greg as in the Greg that is what Gilgamesh calls yeah, Greg is called Greg, or Gilgamesh is called Greg by Hildebrand. Jeez, gotta get it out of my system. Trying to remember all this stuff. Anyway, Greg, with an E at the end. Let me guess, you're here to claim your award. See, I'm a master sleuth just like you. But I jest. I heard it all from Ollier. At any rate, here's a token of thanks for your effort. May you serve you well next time you find yourself with a perplexing case. So, we'll take another 3,360 experience points. Plus, you probably remember the weird thing that was popping up over Rika's head while she was musing. So, we get the Ballroom Etiquette book for displaying displeasure. An illustrated manual of how to project an air of frustration so vivid as to make the motion itself visible to the naked eye. Used to learn the vexed emotes. And we also gain the achievement Objection! Because we need some Phoenix Wright influencing here. Because why not? So yeah, let's go ahead and show it off for all you guys. As soon as I use the emotes. I'm going to sort by name here just to make my life a little easier. Yeah, this is what Vex looks like. Yeah, there we go. We now have accomplished everything there is to achieve for this 2021 edition of the Make It Rain campaign here at the Gold Saucer. And of course, since there's always more stuff going on, we also have over here someone else we can speak to. If I can find where they are. Yeah, we have a campaign attendant here. So, the seasonal event prizes that you get here is everything that is normally available from the normal prize claim desk at a 30% discount. So all the outfits are 30% off, as well as all the various other things, including this exclusive for this particular event, the Senorita Sabotender minion. Plus you can also get a Cactuar stool and round table if you so desire as well. Plus they now have the various mini games that are available within the Gold Saucer that you can set up in your home, also at a 30% discount. So yeah, let's have a look at the Senorita Sabotender emotes, or minion rather, and Rika gets an achievement for getting enough minions that are within her collection. So yeah, let's go ahead and find this one. So yeah, this is the Senorita Sabotender. One of the coveted prizes on offer at the Gold Saucer, the Senorita Sabotender is the charming niece of the iconic Senor Sabotender. Each example is said to be lovingly handcrafted by the realm-renowned goldsmith and park proprietor, Godbert Mandeville. So let's have a look. So yeah, it has a star over its left eye. It does the Sabotender shimmy like Senor Sabotender does. And it's just in a tuxedo with a top hat on top too. Although I do have to ask, because it's supposed to be the female version, why isn't it dressed in a Gold Saucer bunny outfit? I mean, the giant bow tie is as close as we're going to get to seeing that happen. Yeah, but I digress. That's what we're getting to accept as part of this 2021 Make It Rain Gold Saucer campaign. And of course, with all the games now available with a 50% bonus on MGP2, you get 3 weeks to enjoy it before the next seasonal event comes, and they will be coming very quickly over the course of the summer. Yeah, show off that shimmy there, Senorita.